All right.
Okay, I better not mess this up. This is our first recording, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, our first episode.
Yep, for first ever of all time,
Better
actually.
not ruin this.
No, better not ruin
Okay, you ready to hit record?
it. All right, yeah.
All right,
then.
Did you already hit record, Sergio?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Did you?
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, how's everyone doing? No, has anyone asked you that today before? I hope they did. That'd be nice if someone did.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, well, did someone ask you that?
Oh.
No. Oh, well, that's fine. I mean, this is the first podcast of all time, actually, and if things go bad or well, or they go bad, or I hope they probably will go bad. But either way, it's our first podcast. We're here to make mistakes, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just give us a couple hundred, and you can tune in back with us, folks.
Damn.
But yeah, right now, for our first podcast, for our first name,
a couple hundred,
or I don't know, 20, 50. What?
Like we're gonna be doing this for like a couple 100 episodes. Because that means that we have like nothing else to do with our lives, so we'd be doing podcasts. Jesus Christ.
We're not gonna be like podcast is not gonna be our life though. This is just something we're gonna do.
But if we have like a weekend to do it every weekend,
not every fucking weekend.
No, like if 5 months down the line, so you're just like, hey, no, I do want to come film with me today. I'm gonna be pissed that I have nothing else to do.
It's not gonna be our life. We're just we're comedians trying to also do comedy, and we so happen to have a podcast.
Speaking of that, what do you think about open mics lately? We haven't been to one in like a year.
Well, actually, yeah, maybe. Actually, no, a couple months. Really.
A couple months ago.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to go, and the only reason we haven't is because I've been having issues with actually getting a ride there in the time frame.
Haven't been able to record for Talking Dirty events.
Oh, you neither?
Yeah, we haven't been able to do that.
This is recorded after this, actually.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's
yeah.
fine.
So, I want you to tell for the folks at home what that event's about.
Oh yeah, this is an event called Talking Dirty Events in Bishop Arts, or mainly in Dallas, Texas. It's this thing where you start telling a story to everyone in the crowd, usually for 15 to 20 minutes. I went up there as a volunteer in the audience that was recording with the camera crew that night. So I was actually part of the camera crew, and they asked in the audience, hey, does anyone want to tell a quick story just for like 2 minutes? And I just shot my hand up immediately because I wanted to be the first one to do it.
No, absolutely.
You can watch it on YouTube now. It's up
yeah.
there. It's called Mexican Does Stand Up for 2 minutes.
Yeah, as one would imply.
Yeah, because it is a Mexican doing stand up for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't agree more, actually. I mean, I definitely get that. Like if you're in the audience and they go like, "Oh, any volunteers?" It's like, yeah, I'm pretty much raising my hand too.
What? What'd you say?
Oh, I said that, like, yeah, I get that, like, you're in the audience, and you get called up, and if you're trying to, like, be, like, an up-and-coming comic or just barely doing comedy, you will take any opportunity you pretty much can.
Yeah, I would want to.
Yeah.
I hope there are more opportunities out there for us.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Okay.
So, yeah, like, honestly, I've debated before even just going to a fucking park.
just be like the town crier, just telling jokes in the middle of a park.
Yeah, and then just have like a hat there. If anyone wants to give me like a quarter.
I have a really good hat. I have a good hat for that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I don't.
I have a top hat for that. I have a red top hat.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's a pretty good hat.
Yeah, I don't.
So some people don't know us. What do you think is a good way to describe us? We're not that special, but what do you think is a good way to describe us for anyone listening?
Oh, well, for those folks at home that don't know who we are, SNN is the name of our podcast. It's going to be, we couldn't think of anything much better for now, but, that's going to be it. And SNN, Sergio is me, and this is Noah, so that's our, SNN. So, I think it has an alright ring to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, for those that don't know, as our first podcast, me and Noah, Sergio and Noah, right now, we are currently trying to, after we get done with university, college, and all that, we're basically going to also try and, like, focus much more on comedy. Right now, like, it's a balance between school and any time frame we can get.
Balance is a heavy implication. That makes it seem like we actually balance either of those two things.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, an attempted balance then.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Because like that's a strong word to use.
Well, I mean, either way though, like if we're not performing, like at least like I mean, I am and maybe you are like at least like I write down and jot down my ideas. You know.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah. What about?
I think like I kind of let myself get manic. I just walk around the house and start saying shit to myself and
That works.
Yeah, but it's like it gets so straining. It gets so like it gets so exhausting having to remember those ideas only if they're only in your head.
Oh yeah, you actually have to write it down.
It's like so less stressful just to write down your ideas. That's why I tell my dad to do it. So like, because my dad, anytime I ask him to go get groceries and stuff, you know, my dad works hard, but I have to remind him to do a lot of important things. So like, I tell him, hey, don't forget to meet up with my doctor and meet up with your doctor. He's like, I won't forget. I'm like, how will you not forget? You've forgotten 2 times already. And he goes, it's all in here. He points to his head. He points to his head and lets me know.
No, yeah. I feel like if you have an actual great memory, you don't really want to do that. But I mean, for me, like, no, like I have to write it down because I remember years ago I was actually writing down something, or like, I mean, I forgot to write down something. To this day, I still don't know the idea I had.
That's so funny.
So yeah, laugh.
Okay. Well, whatever happens. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you for listening so far. You know.
Yeah, for us, and then.
Yeah.
All right. No, but yeah, seriously, like, you know, just write down our ideas. Like right now, like, you know, like we don't really like have our own. We might have lights. It's not like we don't have our own cars, so it's not like we can go drive anytime we want to either way to like do comedy. You know.
I mean, you might. You might not.
Yeah.
I don't have my own car, but I might by the time this airs.
Oh well, I mean that'll be pretty cool. Actually, maybe you can come pick me up. You can actually get the ball rolling.
My friend Sergio here lives all the way in Garland. Yeah. I live in Dallas.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Yeah, he drives all the way like an hour over here.
About like 40 minutes. Yeah.
40 minutes to see me, and I do the same whenever I want to hang out with him.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because honestly, to be honest, like you know, I have like some driving experience as well, like over the past years that like, you know, like you're barely getting it, but I have like a very tiny bit. Like I actually don't mind like driving like an hour, to be honest. That's good. Like because the thing is, like, think about it like this, like every week I actually have to drive back from my university to back home.
Okay.
Yeah, so I actually don't mind driving an hour, to be honest. Like an hour, like I've gotten accustomed to being like a solid time frame. Above that might be a bit more difficult. But right now, an hour I can do an hour like pretty good actually.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We should do this at a different time whenever like we're not super tired for like the next episode. That'd be nice.
Maybe. I mean, right now I don't feel tired really.
Well, that's because you're not wearing a 3-piece suit like me.
Oh well, I mean that's kind of your problem.
I dressed up in a 3-piece suit for this today. When I found it, as we were cleaning up this table, I found the 3-piece suit behind on one of the chairs, and I thought. And Sergio's like, where do I put this? I'm like, oh, how about I wear it? Yeah,
he wanted to give the review bro appeal, which very interesting.
Well, yeah, because that'd be nice if we did food reviews, and I'm very fancy about it.
I would love to do that actually too. Like for me, like I mean, I got like those suits at home, not with me right now. I mean, this is actually a new shirt though.
It's a very good shirt.
Yeah, thank you.
Very new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked very classy.
Oh, well, thanks.
Well, I thought it looked very cyan, but also very nice.
Yeah, thank you. You know, the folks at home, you know, I'm wearing a shirt right now. You can visualize that. It's a sign.
Just think about God's face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And think about your own, if you don't believe in Christian God, think about your own God's face.
Yeah, whatever it might be. You might be, you know, like, you might be more of a, you know, Islamic believer, you know, for the folks at home.
Islamic, we kind of have the same God as the Islamic belief.
Oh, I don't know, Quakers, Christians.
Quakers.
Yeah.
Okay, so seriously, what was on our subjects for today on the Google
Oh,
Doc?
of course. So right off the bat, we're gonna start with a controversy. I know, okay. folks. Right. This might be up for public debate.
Okay.
But as we all know, you know, recently, one of the great comedians in the comedy world right now in America, he got into some issues. Actually, you might have heard this, you might have not, with his recent specials as well. And we are talking about no other than Dave Chappelle. We heard the controversy with him.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I cannot believe you said those things. Honestly.
Do you want to bring it up, or do you want me to do it?
I think you should be the one to bear this hard news.
I can't believe he said the N-word.
Yeah, I just for someone of his stature and his long-standing reputation as Dave Chappelle, for him to just go out and say that was absolutely unbelievable.
You know, he said it multiple times.
I didn't even know that.
He said the N-word multiple times. Dave Chappelle said the N-word.
Oh my goodness! In previous specials as
well. Oh, dude, he had a whole show where like in 2000 like whatever 5 said it all the time.
What?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
What the hell?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How'd you not know about this?
I just it just never crossed my mind for him to be such a man to do those things.
I think he said it on the Joe Rogan podcast too.
Joe Rogan? Man, I could have swore I watched that too. Maybe I watched the highlighted parts where he didn't say it.
Were you like straight up like skipping all the parts? Were you just like over? Maybe it's because you were.
I might have overlooked.
You were such a big fan of him. You were thinking about all the best things about him. When he was saying it.
And then
that he could do no wrong.
Yeah, and then what appalls me the most is Joe Rogan didn't do anything about that.
I would have slapped him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also his guest there, Donald Rollins as well. His guest on the podcast. Remember
Donald Rollins.
So something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that guy.
Yeah. He also. It seemed to me like he tolerated that too.
The fuck.
Yeah.
The fuck, he actually tolerated that?
Yeah.
I think he can say that because he's a black guy. I think.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
The fuck.
Yeah. For me though, I do agree with the things said about transgenders.
No, he's kidding. He seriously fucking doesn't. We don't. Okay. That was just part of the fucking bit. We thought it'd be super funny if we had a problem with the first thing, but not the thing everyone has a problem with. This is going to be a series of jokes. Okay,
yeah, guys.
Everyone.
He also supports Chick-fil-A. Did you know that? I can't believe that, man.
I don't support Chick-fil-A. I don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, what do we do next? Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, like I would have slapped him, just like, fucking would have been like Will Smith, just like.
Oh yeah, the slap.
What if I do that? Like just like straight up when I said, I immediately thought of that, as in, I would, if by God, if someone dare say something offensive to me at the Oscars, you know what I would have done? I would have written a strongly worded letter to him, mailed it to Chris Rock's house, would have sat down and talked to him in person too, about how he felt about it, and then slapped him in the face.
I think many people in your position would do the same. I personally wouldn't doubt that information.
You wouldn't doubt that information?
No, not at all.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I have faith that you would do such things.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Over here in SNN, we don't tolerate discrimination of any sorts for gender, sex, or race, whatever they may be.
Well, I mean, like, unless you're like, above the age that we're at, in which case we kind of hate you.
Well, that too. I mean, that's more so ageist. That's actually
ageism.
one. That's actually one too. Ageist.
Yeah.
Like, ageism.
Ageism.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try not to discriminate. I think honestly, it was really funny. I was listening to this one podcast, The Midnight Gospel.
Oh, I've heard of those guys.
It's a very nice one.
Is it like the Netflix thing?
Sorry, no, that's the show. The Midnight Gospel is the show. Duncan Trussell Family Hour is the actual podcast that it's based on. Yeah, and the reason I bring this up after saying discrimination is because there's this one part where I realize a lot of the reasons why discrimination exists. Like, so at some point in the Family Hour podcast, Duncan was asking his mother, a spiritual teacher, how someone like you or me, who's like not rich, not really in the spiritual community, even goes about finding a real spiritual teacher. How do you even find someone who is a spiritual leader, somebody who's not trying to steal your money and rub a crystal in your face trying to fake shit?
Oh, okay, I get you.
Yeah, exactly. And the mother, who's a spiritual teacher, would say, you have to discriminate. You have to actually look at all these schools and you have to discriminate. And she meant that they're like schools that are obviously, you have to like look to see the lies that they're about to feed you and stuff. You kind of have to like see the patterns and discriminate the schools. So like I can see like it hit me in my head a reason why I always thought in my head you should never discriminate against anything ever, and then I realized, so like you don't discriminate against people. Yeah, no shit. But I think it's like hitting my brain some of the good reasons why we discriminate.
Oh, No, yeah, I think I'm with you on that actually,
Yeah.
because I remember I was thinking, actually, no, you know what I think? I think discriminating is not necessarily like, you know, the bad thing. It's who you do it to, like, you know,
Yeah.
because I was thinking, all right, you know, when people go like, oh, do you discriminate? It's like, you know, you go, oh, yes, I do, and then they go, and and then they go like, oh, what, you do?
Yeah.
Who to which group and why? How could you do such a thing? And go like, oh, well, I don't like pedophiles.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, can I not discriminate against pedophiles?
I mean,
Something
yeah.
wrong with
Right.
that?
Right. Yeah. Yes. I. That's a good point too. Yeah. I don't even know if you use
Convicted
the word,
ones.
Would you use the word discriminate for that, or would you just kind of like? I guess you would, but you would just like isolate yourself.
I mean,
You would just
yeah.
not tolerate it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Because it's more pedophiles are more like an action.
Yeah, like
Or
like convicted
or
pedophiles.
like things you can technically you can control it.
In a way. Now this might be the hottest take I might take right here in a bit.
Day
but
one, are we doing this?
maybe. Yeah. You see, when it comes to pedophilia.
Sergio.
What? I'm not gonna defend it.
I'm not gonna make you seem bad. I'm not gonna make you seem bad on our podcast. I'm with you to the day. I'm with you to the end. Say what's on your mind.
I'm not gonna defend it. All I will say is this though. I feel like with that, like if you actually like find yourself in that position of like the pedophilia, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, as long as you actually don't go and action wise do it, then I think you could still function in society and still be fine. It's all about the action.
I think it's more like also if you don't go about like actually looking up child porn.
That too. Okay, yeah, that's a fair point too.
And if you don't actually advocate or even look at children in a provocative way.
You know, it's also like to control it. Like if you ever have a thought like that, just be like, oh no, I need to get help. No, I need to stop that. Don't actually feed into it because then you'll actually become.
That is very scary. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you know what, like that's my hot take. It's like you are like actually actively trying to get better out of like whatever you're in that position of pedophilia, and you just don't do it. Then I feel like you're still an alright person. If you actually go out and do it, then as I've previously said, I will discriminate you.
Some thoughts are kind of hard to delve into.
So what?
Some thoughts are kind of hard. Some ideas that you have.
Oh no, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Like only recently, sometimes like you ever have thoughts where you go like, oh no, don't think about that, or it's like, oh that might seem, and then over time I just started to go, yeah, fuck it.
You can drive yourself crazy if you don't have any sort of knowledgeable equipment inside of your head, as in like if you don't have any knowledge equipped with you, you can drive yourself crazy by delving into a thought that you're not ready to look into yet.
No, yeah, because like there are some ideas that some people explore that like others will take advantage of and then try to like side with them on that.
Yeah, like sometimes you're not ready. Like things with like philosophy when it comes to like ego death. Like when some people are thinking you should commit ego death, the death of the identity. Some people try to do that so that they're not full of themselves, they don't have too big of an ego.
Is that like basically like destroying your ego?
Yeah, like imagining you don't exist entirely.
What the fuck?
Well, yeah, because like some people think you should commit ego death so that you're no longer afraid of death, so that you could look death in the face, know that you are not special, it'll happen to you, everyone around you. And when it comes to thoughts like that, some people are not ready to confront that. Yeah. Some people are not ready to confront that, and major philosophies like that, because there are so many things where you're kind of getting rid of your own meaning very quickly. I think I saw a Sisyphus 55 video about this, a YouTuber named Sisyphus 55.
Right.
He went about this. He asked, like, should you commit ego death? And there have been people, philosophers, historians throughout the century saying that you should. And I think there have been people very recently and within other lifetimes who would also say you should actually be more careful about that. Something like, if you imagine your ego as something to be minimized rather than to be killed, and if you imagine your ego, your identity, as like a vessel for how you swim through the sea of meaning, the sea of life that we have right now, it's kind of easier to look at it that way if you see yourself as a vessel, because then you can take care of that vessel instead of trying to like kill it, because otherwise like you're here whether you like it or not. Human beings can, the way he said it was like, human beings can only perceive through our own identities. We can only exist through something else. We can't really remove who we are entirely. Something in here is going to stay.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Fair enough. Yeah, I think minimizing it might be ideal, because like to just straight up death, like straight up, I don't think I might be too on board right there and there, which also goes back to maybe you're not ready for that conversation type of shit.
And even then, it's like when it comes to minimizing your ego, some things are the way he said it was like some things you can try minimizing your ego so much, but it's like you'd be minimizing your ego so much whenever you try to adopt someone else's meaning, and then someone else's meaning, someone else's ideas, someone else's philosophies, someone else's philosophies. All of them contrast and complicate with each other. It can get overwhelming if you try to accept so many contrasting ideas all at once that completely but it's not even like you shouldn't accept them. It's just like there's always a careful way to go about accepting new philosophies. So it's like that's why he said take care of your vessel. It's all about this ride that we're on anyway. No matter what idea you accept and try to adopt and subscribe to, you're always going to be there. So it's okay to remember what you used to think too.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like like people like in life definitely might have more of a with their lore a past they might not want to admit, or just go like, oh, I can't believe I'm thinking that, or this or that. But you know what, like. Like the thing is, like, to actually get to that process, I think it's also important that, like, like if I myself in my head go like, oh, I used to do this or that, I don't mind admitting it to myself. But like to say it publicly or this or that, I might not necessarily want to say, just because people might be like, oh, you used to do that. And it's like, oh, well, I'm a new person now, and they're like, oh, fuck you, I got your past, like some Twitter shit, like they cancel me, like, yeah. But so yeah, I think. Individually, like I think people will probably like not struggle or like have like a better time with that.
Yeah.
But if you ever try to admit that publicly to like some people, for a fact they're not gonna be as nice about it.
Jeez. No, because that's like one of my biggest fears whenever I think about having any hot takes as a comedian or anything, any stance I want to take. Like if I say something against like offensive words and meanings. And then somebody says, you called me fat in junior year of high school. Right? Like,
yeah.
Like, come on. It's like sometimes we're trying to choose to be different or better now. I don't know. It's like I've definitely grown and then regressed after growing. I've done that before. Some people's process for growing is a lot different than others.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I know some people, like, for example, like, some people, like, in high school, I know, dude, unfortunately, some people peaked. And now they're out in actual life, and they're like, what the hell do I do with my life? So some people, like, I never peaked in high school, thankfully. I had a shit time in high school. So I'm doing better now. So, yeah, like people grow differently. For me, I feel like my growing process since high school is actually pretty solid.
Okay.
Yeah, so, like, during that time frame. But I definitely know other people, like, who did not have as much of a fun time. Like for me, like when the what do you call it, the COVID thing happened, and like it was like shut down for schools and like universities as well. I was back at home by myself, and now I just have to do like Zoom through a computer or like the Google Classroom videos, something like that. And a lot of people actually go like, oh my god, I hate being at home. I had a tough time like like doing this like or like not socializing. When I was at home, dude, by myself and just away from everything, I had such a great time. Like I remember like when I was still doing even with my therapist actually like talk to, I had to like now talk to like the phone now. And I remember like when I was just at home and I was away from everything, from all like people and like the stress and all that in that environment, I felt so good at home. I remember my therapist called me and he was like, yeah, how you been? I was like, yeah, I've been great.
How have you been, Sergio? During this, I know the pandemic is killing everyone's happiness right now, and I know everyone's struggling right now. Feel free to be honest with me. Are you okay?
Fucking fantastic. I was incredible. Like during the pandemic, I actually like grew so much mentally into a more of a positive space.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the pandemic undoubtedly helped me. Like it might have not been good for like all those old people and those fellas. Unfortunately, we had some victims along the way for the actual disease.
Yeah, I know the pandemic was, honestly, I'm not gonna act like I even know the extent of how bad the pandemic was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but besides the actual disease, the actual like process of staying at home and what do they call it, like social distancing and doing that, like, like the actual like effect that had on me for like socializing and environment was fantastic.
I was thinking about when you were talking for a second. First of all, like how much in high school when I always was kind of thinking, I wondered if I peaked in high school, and truthfully, I don't think I did.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, I don't think I did, but I'll tell you what, I was definitely worried about peaking when I was in high school, but the thing was, I was more just regretful and ashamed of like my creative endeavors that never fell through, that never worked. But my creative endeavors in high school, because when I went to an art school, and it was always like there's always an opportunity to get a play produced. There was always an opportunity
I see what you mean.
to get like a talent show produced, or to get like a movie made in class, and to get colleges to come see your stuff. If your movie was good enough, the colleges would give you like a full ride in some rare cases. Of course, I would go for that rare ass case because I would want to, and I never got any of that. But I was getting callbacks from some colleges interested in me, but I never really saw through with some opportunities I could have really gone for. And I felt really bad about that for years, and I felt like I was such a shame, like, because I failed so many times in my junior and senior year, years where I could have done great, where they expected us to do so great.
Yeah.
And I didn't really fail all the time either. I really didn't. I just know that I did great in some other shows too. I just didn't go through with any creative ideas that I really wanted to go through with. And I realized that I can't really act like those are big regrets, because quite possibly, maybe, it's not actually bad news. It's like when you think, like, nothing good can come from this, you don't know that. You don't know, like, after, like, failing so much. Yeah, like, a lot of good can come from that.
Yeah, I don't think failing's like a bad thing. I remember like when I was in one of my classes for my college, like people would go like teacher would ask like something for whatever reason, like what is something you guys fear or like don't like or this, and some of their things they didn't like or feared was like failure, and then I think about it and I'm just like, dude, I don't mind that at all. Like this podcast, we could be failing right fucking now.
I hope I didn't make you look bad when you had a hot take on pedophilia.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. That's up for the folks at home to decide.
I hope you guys, like.
I'm not defending them. As a matter of fact, I discriminate them as I've previously stated.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just saying, like it's like as long as you don't actually do the act, because like people, you always hear like, oh, actions speak louder than words, but obviously I feel like sometimes for a lot of people, words can speak louder for whatever reason. But no, for me, I definitely would accept actions to be much more meaningful.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely. So like like you gotta look at what they do and like not what they say. Would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
But no, seriously, when it comes to failing, like that's not a bad thing at all. Like I remember, like I failed so many times in my mental health process back in high school, and eventually, after failing so much, I was like, oh, I finally did it. Might have took a couple years, but I got there. And same thing with comedy as well.
Oh, that's good. I don't know, because there's always this thing where it's like, it made me feel worse. It made me feel worse for failing, for calling it a failure whenever I would fail, because I always thought that it would be worse to call it a failure, because then I'm putting myself below or making myself seem dumber, or I just feel dumber calling it a failure. It's this thing where I could go years without calling something a disgrace or a failure, because like I could never just call it that. Because I was always afraid of the feeling that comes to me, or how I look at myself after I say that.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the way you word it, but either way, I personally don't mind stuff like that, because it's a growing process.
I think when it comes to like mental health, it's hard to. I think it is always hard to call anything a failure, but I think that is kind of brave to say like, oh yeah, I failed during my mental health process. That makes me feel better to hear that, because I definitely always thought you only had to grow linearly. Like I thought you only had to get better. You could only get better.
No, it's sort of like a fucking economics chart. Like just goes up and down all the time. That's the best way to describe it. Because I remember like back in high school, like every time I would be in a mental health, sometimes I would actually just like tell other people like, I've hit a new low, and then go like, oh, I think I hit another new low. And then eventually, it got a little better, another new low, a little better, new low, and then better now.
That was really good to admit, you know, because that was really nice to hear, because I felt like shit anytime I felt depressed during my.
Oh yeah.
I spent some time at what was it, the Children's Hospital when I was 17, because I was still a kid at that time, and I remember.
Look how grown up he is now.
I remember I almost got kicked out at one time.
Really?
Yeah, because it was just like a teenage thing. I was just kind of like...
Your age?
What? No. I almost got kicked out because I met someone there and we, like, exchanged, like, Snapchats. So,
oh, yeah, the exchanging thing.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, like, if you do it, it has to be very discreet.
Yeah, and then they found out. They saw me do it. And, you know, at some point, you know, one of the nurses was like, he won't be coming back here, and then she like left the room, and of course I felt like shit. And she said that not to like my mom or anything, she just said that to like one of the other nurses. So I felt like it was over. I failed everyone at school who was expecting me to get better. I failed everyone, my parents, I failed everything. But I had to like talk myself out of it. I had to talk myself out of it to raise my to raise my self-esteem, because I'm not honestly the type of person who just lets it, you know, destroy you. I honestly talk myself out of it.
All right, that's good.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm even doing it now as I talk to you, because some part of me still isn't okay, even as I'm talking to you, with the whole like addressing failure thing. Addressing failure is really hard.
Oh no, like then to like actually have the balls to self-admit that, like, you know, yeah, I fucked up. I mean,
yeah. Even when I said it was okay for a second, because it is okay that I failed in high school. It's so okay. Even when I admit that I failed on my creative endeavors in high school, it was hard for me to admit that I failed in my growing mental health recovery, in growing into be a better person. It's so hard to admit that I failed there because I don't know where I did.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well,
yeah.
Over time, I think you'll figure it out. I mean, you know, shit like that takes a while.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm good. I don't know what needs to be forgotten, because I think it does mean something to say it matters who you are now. I just, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like I don't want to act like I don't want to get on my own pedestal and act like I'm better than.
Oh, you're soapstone.
My soapbox. It's called
soapbox.
A soapbox is when you're angrily ranting. So I just taught him what a soapbox is.
Yeah. I'm applying what I learned.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, you know, personally, I'm fine. We're at 32 minutes right now, honestly. I'm fine with this being like what the first episode is. What do you think?
Oh, I'm not, because we still have some special letters right here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, of course. To take your pick, actually, as a matter of fact. So for the folks at home, really quick, we actually got some letters from our listeners here for SNN, and we're gonna have my buddy here, Noah, you know, the part of the end, to read this out loud to you guys. Okay. So take your pick. Which one would you like to read first?
I don't know. Let's choose this one.
All right, he will be reading both letters real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead and respond and give your opinion as to. I feel like they can hear it.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Read it.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's a letter from one of our fans.
Oh, okay. From Matthew Connell.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings from Rhode Island.
Wow.
He put an exclamation mark.
Yeah, he's excited.
Greetings from Rhode Island. I've been a listener for the last decade or so.
Oh, wow. We have a long-time listener here, folks.
And in the years...
What do you mean? This is from Matthew Connell. I didn't write anything.
I didn't say that. Okay, fine. Okay, whatever. I didn't say anything. I'm just... Alright, so... What the fuck did you give me? I was
a letter from Matthew Connell, one of our longtime fans who's been listening for over a decade.
Alright, okay. So, greetings from Rhode Island. I've been a listener for the last decade or so, and in those years, in the last 5, I've been in a relationship.
Oh my God, congratulations, Matthew.
Wow, yeah. However, after 5 years, I've had my biggest problem I've faced in this relationship. My girlfriend has come out to me as asexual. What do I do, lads?
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Yeah, you see, for a man his age too, Or a man his age too, like, I'm sure like a sexual aspect of a relationship would be meaningful.
He didn't fucking say how old he was. He just said he's been in a relationship for.
Well, he's been
5
listening
years.
for a decade or so, like.
Yeah, but like, we could have like a 10-year-old listening on our shit.
Okay, well, I mean, he's not fucking at 10.
Oops.
Well, I hope not. I hope not.
Okay, so
Young lad. I mean, well, what type of old lad? Oh, yeah, maybe he's 70. Okay, whatever.
Look, the important thing is he's asking for advice. So
yeah. So obviously, because he's asking for advice,
Yeah.
sex is something that means something in his relationship. So
yeah, I guess you can always just talk to your girlfriend about this, about what's important for you, but also what's really important for her, since she felt the need to come out to you about this and to, well, maybe she didn't know she was asexual for a while, maybe she was hiding it for a while. It's always her own spectrum, her own feelings to deal with. So I would more respect what boundaries she has to have, and what she's okay with and what she's not okay with. I would have that conversation with her, and don't be afraid for that conversation to be a thing you have maybe a couple times over if needed. If it happens just once, that's okay.
You know what? Absolutely. The big thing about this though is that obviously if you can't compromise or find the middle ground with your girlfriend, Matthew, unfortunately you might have to come out as a financial. I know this sounds very difficult, but
What?
But yeah, no, he's gonna have to come out as a financial, like,
What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean?
What the fuck are you, like, what, he has, like, no money?
Yeah, now he doesn't have any money for her because he's a financial.
What the fuck is he, like, withholding it because she's not having sex with him? Or
Yeah.
what? What? God damn it.
However, though, that's all just a joke. I'm sure this isn't a real letter because who the fuck lives in Rhode Island and comes out as asexual?
Jesus Christ.
Do we have any asexuals in Rhode Island? Can we get?
I don't know, but, like, I really don't want people from Rhode Island thinking that this is how we see them.
Oh, well, I mean, it's just these two spectacles,
Oh, God. Okay, look, I don't...
Which is all of Rhode Island.
I hope people take the actual advice I tried giving. Give me the other letter. We have another...
You don't have anything else for Matthew?
Fuck, okay, Matthew, I guess just try not to withhold any money from someone. Jesus Christ.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Like if it really is that bad, though, and you 80% like them for a sexual need, then you might have to get a new one.
Oh, God damn it.
Look! I'm going through the possibilities here, Noah.
Possibilities? Jesus.
Realistically, you should stay with your girlfriend and love her.
Oh,
However,
Holy shit.
you don't know who Matthew is. He's a long time listener.
Matthew might be an actual piece of shit. I don't know.
So we're opening up all the possibilities
I
for
don't
him.
know. I hope he doesn't hear
However-
that. I hope he doesn't hear that.
Oh yeah. Nothing against you, Matthew. You see, but no. I see you. Okay, read to the folks at home this new letter.
All right, our next letter comes from Sally Hemingway.
Yeah.
Also from Minnesota.
Wow.
So she's like saying that she's also from Minnesota, or like as an add-on to her name, she's from Minnesota.
I would assume probably from the state, considering the last one, just had to, put a state in as well, for the Rhode Island Matthew Connell.
Okay. So, because it sounds like she's saying there's like two people from Minnesota, and she's like, oh, I should probably mention that I'm also from Minnesota.
Maybe that's his girlfriend, who knows?
What?
Matthew's girlfriend.
What? Okay, anyway.
Oh, wait, no, they're in a different state. I don't know what he does.
Hi, Sergio and Noah. Long-time listener here. I've been listening to the podcast for ages, and when I take breaks from work, it's always refreshing to listen in.
Oh, thank you, Sally. I appreciate that.
My biggest question here for the day would be, what do you guys think of the direction Dragon Ball Super is taking? Good or bad, or not much of an opinion? Thank you, and go fuck yourself. Okay.
Oh, wow, Sally. How could you say such things?
It's just, like, not going any good way right now.
How could you say that, Sally?
Dragon Ball Super is kind of, like, going in this way where it is telling you to go fuck yourself, because it's asking you to forget everything you learned from Dragon Ball Z. Any meaning that you had, like, like, Frieza needs to be killed right now, and yet they bring him back in Dragon Ball Super, acting like that shit's okay. No, it's like so stupid because like Frieza's like the big villain in Dragon Ball Super right now, and it's really lame because he just like gets really he gets really he gets really like powerful from getting into the hyperbolic time chamber in another universe for 10 years. So he does 10 years of training, gets a new form called Black Frieza, and one-shots Goku and Vegeta in their Ultra Instinct forms.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's actually, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super. That's the latest chapter in the manga.
Yeah, why is it always Frieza? Like, he already got his golden form, too.
Right? And they already beat the shit out of him. And
I want to see someone like Cell come back.
He did come back, though.
Fuck one.
He did. Cell came back in the movie.
They did?
Yeah, in the superhero movie that just came out.
Oh, I didn't know that. I want to see, like, a cooler, I don't know.
And I don't like that either, because it's like 10 years. It's what?
Is it because they're, like, reusing?
Is it like a few years into the future?
I wouldn't even know.
It is. It is a few years into the future. And it's not just that, yeah, they're reusing villains, so it's, like, so hard to just, like, honest. It's, like, so hard on one hand to feel like anything good is happening. Like, it's nothing interesting. Because it's like the reasons that they're fighting aren't there anymore. It's like even when they're fighting new villains, like Goku's fighting this one guy who's like a goat. His name is Moro. He has the ability to absorb planets and people.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he absorbs their power and copies their abilities when he absorbs them.
Alright.
Goku's fighting him, and this guy is just like, I will eat all the planets in the world.
Isn't that just like Majin Buu?
Kind of, yeah. And this motherfucker, he's just kind of like... He's just like the most stereotypical villain ever. He has no personality. Nothing about him is like filled with the reasons for these characters to really want to fight. He just wants to destroy the world. Oh yeah, fucking.
Huh.
You know, like that's like anything new. Like with Frieza, the reason why we were so invested in him is because there was such a slow burn on wondering who killed all the Saiyans.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you hear that Frieza was the one that did it, you know, Vegeta reacting in such a shallow way makes you have questions or whatever, or you just think it's like cool because you're watching it as a kid and you're like, whoa, what's gonna happen next? Because he's like beating the shit out of that pink guy, Darban.
Oh, yeah.
So like, as soon as that happens, then Vegeta, when Goku finally meets Frieza, which we've been waiting for the entire saga, you know, Vegeta's crying as he's about to die and tells Goku that Frieza did it. Mm. And now there is actual motivation for Goku to beat this guy. And when that happens, when even that's not enough, when Frieza kills his friend right there, and remember, this is like before we thought that the Dragon Balls could bring back somebody who's already been brought back once. Mm-hmm. Well, then suddenly, oh my god, he just killed Krillin. You can't bring somebody back twice. This is awful, you know. Like we're actually this is like Krillin's only second time dying, and this is Dragon Ball. We're distraught seeing him die. We know that he's not going to come back. We don't know what could happen afterwards. Goku has a reason to be pissed and to turn into the Super Saiyan. I don't think there's any reason for anyone to have any emotions in Dragon Ball, especially in Dragon Ball Super, after the Dragon Balls can just bring back anybody. Death does not mean anything in Dragon Ball unless you specifically choose to stay dead.
Yeah, because even then, like, you can kind of go visit them, right? Like
you can, you absolutely can. And for some reason, I don't think Goku ever visited his grandpa Gohan when he was dead for like 7 years.
Like
he never. Yeah.
What the fucking asshole?
Yeah, he never visited his grandpa Gohan. I don't know. I don't think he did.
I don't even think his grandpa doesn't even know that he has a nephew now, or like some sort of kid.
That his
grandkid.
Yeah, he has a great grandkid now.
Oh yeah, great grand.
Named after him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's damn. I'm fucking. He's kind of an asshole.
The only thing they could have done is like I used to think it was a bad idea for Bardock to be a good guy now. I used to think that was a bad idea because I liked him just being kind of like a brutal warrior that like was off killing people and had to see the error of his ways only by gaining clairvoyance, future sight. But like, they make him a good guy in Dragon Ball Super, after he was a bad guy in the original movie. But they make him a good guy in Dragon Ball Super in the manga and stuff. And they could have done something with that. Maybe Goku would have had to like learn something from his dad or something. Maybe learn something more, because at this point he's really just clashing fists to get stronger. He's really just throwing fists around. He can't get any better at that. He's just punching things and expecting to get stronger. That's all he's doing. There's nothing like any real growth. There's no spiritual growth in Dragon Ball anymore.
I see. I mean, fair enough. I mean, after a couple 100 episodes and a lot of movies as well, I feel like he's done it all.
Well, yeah, and I think that's one of the things that I'm realizing. It's because there's no death. That's the sad thing. You need to die for something to mean something in life and in Dragon Ball.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, there's basically no consequences.
There's absolutely no consequences.
The only one I can think of was when like their universe was actually getting threatened to like cease to exist.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's no like oh I'm dead. No, you just don't exist anymore.
Oh, it's even worse though. Even when it's like not even when the Dragon Balls are being used, it's like there's like this one part of the manga where Goku's fighting Moro, the goat-looking guy, and as he's fighting him, you know, he keeps giving him a second chance. Like Goku still hasn't learned his lesson from Cell, which makes me hate him. Because he does that thing where he like Moro's like already lost, and then Goku goes, "You're pretty strong. Here, take this." Passes him a senzu bean, and then he's like, "Your strength is amazing it's be too amazing to waste. Would you want to come join us?" or some shit, you know?
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. Like Goku like keeps giving this dumbass a chance. It's like Goku doesn't. He's like that guy who like doesn't know how to let go of his ex-girlfriend or something. Like he keeps forgiving people too much. Like he keeps, and everybody keeps screaming at it too. But it's like I don't know what the writers are going for. I don't know what Akira Toriyama and like Toyotaro and anyone who's writing Dragon Ball Super right now. I don't know what they're going for. If they try to make it seem where everyone else knows not to forgive him, but they also don't do anything to stop Goku. And when Goku just keeps forgiving him, even though he was legit sorry that how he treated Gohan in Dragon Ball Z. He was legit sorry. So I have no idea how we're ever going to do this. I don't know how Dragon Ball is like anything anybody can look at as more than just a cool looking picture now. It's just a bunch of nice colors. I don't recommend anybody read the manga. I don't recommend anybody, you know, watch Dragon Ball to take it seriously. And look, I understand it's anime. It's like you don't have to take anything seriously. But it's like this thing where it's like I actually do watch some episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and I really do think about what it was trying to say about. Well, like in Dragon Ball, they would say some things about martial arts, and in Dragon Ball Z, they would have like this thing where the Super Saiyan. I think about the transformation a lot, where Goku's like he's a calm spirit who's awakened by fury, and I think that sounds pretty interesting, and it's actually pretty inspiring for, you know, it's like that quote when someone says you should fear the rage of a gentle man.
Oh yeah, I've heard such things.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the Dragon Ball was trying to touch on something there back then. So you can't watch it anymore though and act like you'll ever you could ever take any of the attention seriously. Because like even if you're that type of person who doesn't take anime seriously, you just like the fights. It sucks watching Dragon Ball though. It sucks reading it because it's meant for children now. It's the worst because it's like it's absolutely just the same fights, the same tensions, the same conflict over and over and over again. When Frieza came back with a new form at the last chapter and just one-shotted Goku and Vegeta, he said, "I won't be killing you just yet. I have a new target in mind." And then picks up 2 people for his like new services and stuff, and then gets on a ship and leaves. Could have killed them right then and there. And then Goku and Vegeta are just like telling the other guys, "We'll meet you later. We'll be sure to take care of this planet for us. We're going back to Earth. Be sure to come fight with us at any moment." And Goku's like, "Yeah, hee." And like freaking they're just like off back to Earth, and then Goku's like, "Well, guess I better train harder than ever now." Frieza's back. What the fuck are these guys doing? They can't take anything seriously anymore. So I can't like just read a manga and act like I'm captivated by their story. I'm not.
Okay, that's fair enough. At least for the Dragon Ball series, right there.
Yeah, series.
This is, series. This yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Fuck, it's so bad. It's so fucking bad. It's just like a new haircut every time they form. It like it used to mean something. It used to mean something when you had a transformation. It used to have like an actual meaning behind it. That's why Goku has that "I am" speech, because there's actually something that had reasons and build up for it. Oh god, there's a reason like why it never happened. Like because like Akira Toriyama didn't know about what he was gonna do when he created Super Saiyan. He made it at the very last minute, but there were still reasons for it, and now they're just kind of adding it just because they want it to be a good fucking plot device. It's like the only way they know how to advance the plot is for someone to get a haircut.
You know what? Or their color change, actually, the hair color.
That's what I mean. It's like they don't know how to advance the plot in any meaningful new way, any sort of ideas, maybe with how these universes are. Maybe have a thing where they don't fight all the time. Maybe have a conflict that is more than just death matches.
Yeah, they gotta play chess now and shit.
That'd be interesting. That would actually remind me of what Goku used to be, and he has to actually start winning with, like, maybe he has to use his physical strength somehow, but seriously, like, there are other things they can do in Dragon Ball besides screaming and punching and letting the bad guys win at the end.
And then going like, actually, no, they don't win. Now we're heroes.
Letting the bad guys live at the end like 1,000 times over so they can come back and kill again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that... Yeah, no, I think I see what you mean now.
Yeah, like it's like it used to be a good message to let the bad guys live at the end, because, like, you know, they let Vegeta live at the end and now he's on their side.
Yeah, redemption arc.
Yeah, exactly. But like when you make it seem like you could do that to everyone,
you know what? Yeah, I feel like Dragon Ball Z and like or Z Kai and stuff like that. Even the original Dragon Ball is pretty alright and good, but Super, from the sounds of it.
Yeah,
that shit sounds ass, bro.
Well, it is. Like, I would stop calling Dragon Ball canon right when the Dragon Ball Battle of Gods movie ends. When that ends, you can stop watching Dragon Ball right there. That's what I keep thinking to myself.
Because you can even watch that much Dragon Ball.
Because I don't even mean to make everyone listen to my Dragon Ball Super opinions, but
this is because of Sally Hemingway was her question on any opinions on that, and clearly you did. So thank you for the question, Sally.
Thank you so much, Sally Hemingway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, whatever you're about to go do, listener, I hope you have a good day. Thank you for listening.
Oh, so we're ending it.
I have nothing else I want to talk about.
Oh, do you not want to talk about that girl in the car?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess, like, we could probably just go pick her up later. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, actually, nothing ominous, guys. We just have this girl in the car in the back seat.
God damn it. Okay.
Yeah, should we take her to Brahms later? Or?
Yes, we should take my little cousin to Brahms.
All right, fine. All right, yeah, we'll take him to Brahms.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Bye.
All right.
Jesus fucking Christ.
All right.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Have a good day for the folks at home and listeners. Thank you for looking into SNN. This is our first podcast. I feel like there are some things I might as we have stated here. Or considered a failure.
Let's never do a bit like that ever again. Oh my god.
Well, there's nothing wrong with talking about the girl in the car that we took from the street. We're taking to Brahms.
God fucking damn it. Okay, all right, fine. All right, have a good time, guys.
Yeah, we fucked up. It's our first podcast. Have a good one.
Bye. No, we did great. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see.